Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be going over food and pots that basically a lot of people just seem to be ignoring. They are a massive part of the game and really cheap and easy to get, and a lot of people, like I said, keep ignoring them. So we're going to go through them and see what they do, what they are, which ones I recommend for certain activities. So we start with the energy potions. You get the tier 2 one and the tier 4 one. These have actually saved my life quite a lot. So I run a frost build that's very energy dependent. Health doesn't seem to be a problem when I'm soloing, but energy seems to really struggle. So if I see someone come in, I immediately pop one of the big energy potions. Gives me some of my energy back and enough that I can actually put out some damage and either put off the fight or even win it at times. And that's purely off a potion that cost me 1.5k from Limhurst. We're going to move into then the minor healing potions. So again, healing potions, the first one does 8% of your max health over 4 seconds. That's not much, but it's something, and the minor ones are so cheap. You've then got the bigger ones doing 16, and then you've got the bigger ones again, which are the tier 6 ones that was actually none on the auction house, which were 24%. Again, massive healing just for free, and people ignore it. You've then got the resistance potions. These are probably the least used potions in the game, considering what they do. So let's go over what they do. Improves your resistances by 100% for 6 seconds. It effectively doubles the amount, your tankiness. People really underestimate this, and it stays at 100% for all of it. So even the minor one is 100%, but it's only for 3 seconds. Then you've got 6 seconds, and then the tier 7 one would be 9 seconds. But it's strong, and if you're being tunneled, you're nearly dead, or you've been tunneled for a little while, use this, allow your healer to top you up. It's definitely worth it. We've then got the salads. Again, the salads are very good for anyone that is crafting ever. I recommend that you gather as much as you can and then go and use one of these just to basically craft everything under while you're using a salad. It increases the quality, increases the length of time it takes. It's just efficient. And again, you get 33, 66 and 100 increase. We've then got the goose pie. I love the goose pie purely because it improves gathering yield by 10% and your load capacity by 20%. This is fantastic. So this again gives you more chance to get the procs that give you double the node, and your load capacity by 20%. That's fantastic. Just being able to stay out for that little bit longer. Now what I tend to do with these is, because a lot of people have been complaining they've been out for 3 hours gathering and then they've lost 450k's worth of gear and resources and whatever, and I'm like, but when did you go back? And their answer is, well, I was going to go back in a minute. That's never a good answer, because in a minute is always just after someone's killed you. Unless you're very lucky, you will be found at some point. And yeah, it's just not worth losing all that stuff. So what I tend to do when I'm gathering is I put one of these on from the minute I get to the first node, and then I've got an hour. After that hour, it doesn't matter what happens, I'm coming back to town because I want another goose pie. Because it's efficient, but it also gives me a reason to come back to town to drop everything off. So very recommended to use it for its full hour and then come back to town and either log off, do something else, or go back out again, but just drop your stuff off is the important part. We've then got the revive flasks. I still haven't found a use for these, so in the comments below feel free to tell me if you found an actual working use for these flasks. I literally haven't found a working use yet. You've then got carrot soup, the solo farmer's dream. You've got carrot soup. There's a tier 3 one as well that I couldn't find because, yeah, I've just dug all these out of bags. Effectively increases your health regeneration outside of combat for a long period. So improves your health regen by 300% for an hour. So again, I do the same thing with this one. I'll go out for an hour and I'll typically take 2 or 3 of these because I don't need to go back and forth in town. But if I'm going out for a big farming session, I'll take 2 or 3 of these, and it means I don't have to run heal on my chest. The soup does enough healing itself to manage that. You've then got sandwiches. Sandwiches are amazing. So what they do is increase your max health by 10% for an hour, or 5% if it's the smaller one. This is amazing if you just want to deter being focused, like and stuff. I actually pop that one there. We need to jump off my mount when it comes off cooldown. I've got 1752 health. Sorry, I butchered that. I've got 1900 health. A lot of people then would look at me and go, he's got way too much health for us to be able to kill him. And it's simple little things that stop people from wanting to focus you. If you look at that, they either have to focus you because you're so strong, or ignore you and hope they can kill other people that are easier targets. They have to make that decision, but you've put that decision in their head because you have 1900 health as a mage, basically. We've then got the recovery potions. There is also a tier 6 one as well, but it was like 40k on the auction house, so I was like, nah, I'm okay. It effectively instantly reduces the cooldown of all spells, including your armor spells, including your weapon spells, everything. It's good. It's a really good flask, but it's only 5 seconds and it's only once. I believe the tier 6 is 7 seconds and the tier 9 might be 10. I don't know. But yeah, it's good for a one-time use. Get them cooldowns back, but other than that, I can't see a great use for this. Oh, one of my favourites. So you have the minor and the normal chilling flask. There is also a tier 7 one as well. Creates a magical field with which after a short delay will root all hostiles for 4 seconds, being at the tier 5 one. You can give any single class in the game a root, an AoE root. Like, that's incredible. So we're going to do it there. So it takes a second and bang. So it has exactly the same animation as that. And it's just ridiculously strong. Like, you can give any class a root. In fairness, you could give every class a root. You could run with 5 of these and just keep their team rooted for a while. We've then got Goose Omelet. This is literally my favourite food ever. Improves your casting speed and cooldown reduction by 11.111% for an hour. This, as a mage, so we've got another food in a second that increases damage. For me, I would always take this one. I have so many zoning tools, because it also increases the cooldown reduction on these as well. So it gives me Giant back 11% faster. It gives me Berserker back 11% faster. It just gives me everything I need to be able to survive longer, faster. As well as shorter cast times, which means I can stutter step with Frostbolt and keep them slowed at range. Like, it's such a good food. I've actually been running with the tier 7 one, which I believe... let's have a look. That's the one. There you go, pork omelet. So it's about 14.5k, but it's 17% increase. It's just nuts. Honestly, it's such a good food. We then have stews. So stews increase your damage by a flat 5% for an hour. 10% at tier 6, and I can only presume it's probably 15% at tier 8. It's really strong. It's just a flat 10% or 5% damage bonus. It's just a flat damage bonus anyway. If your whole team's running this, bear in mind you'll have then 25% or 20% with a healer, extra damage. That's quite a big increase. That's just off the tier 5 one. If you use the tier 6 one, which is what is quite cheap, something like 2k each, you could have like 40% increased group damage. That's quite a lot. That's game breaking basically. And again, so many people don't use food. It's just so underrated, so easy to get as well. So I've not actually had much experience with the whole farming process, but my dad, as well as other guildies, they've all put a load of effort into farming. They've all really enjoyed it. It's effectively the whole Farmville scenario, but people like it. People like having an MMO that they can play for 4 hours or 10 minutes, and I think it's good. But that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you can start using some food a bit more. Like, comment, subscribe, you know, all the usual stuff. Check out the stream, Guskey Twitch. Other than that, guys, have a nice day.